Ladies and gentlemen, as we kick off Game 3 of our group stage here in the King of the Sea 14 International Bracket, we're bringing you here in the green a team you should be well familiar with if you've seen previous international or Asian tournaments. This is the infamous Panzer VOR. They are a previous international champion and a multi-time champion on the SEA server. Here spawning into northern waters, bringing, well, look at that, double St. Vincent. I'm just shocked. Des Moines, Napoli, Moskva, and a 4-destroyer lineup. Marceau, Harugamo, Habarovsk, and Ragnar. What do we got on the south side, Painzor?
Meanwhile, for WND, formerly known as Lair from the CIS cluster, we have St. Vincent, Des Moines, Minotaur, Petropavlovsk, Marceau, Haragumo, and double Ragnar. So again, 4 destroyers. It's a very well, 5 if you want to count Minotaur as a destroyer. It has torpedoes, it's a destroyer. That's how that works, right?
Yeah, totally.
Let's go quickly check. Is this Minotaur going to be running smoke or radar? I'm assuming it's
that is a Minotaur, my friend.
That is definitely going to be a radar Minotaur. You will be pairing up with that Haragumo. I just want to go double check what the bans were for this. It was Nevsky and Kleber. Yeah,
Nevsky and Kleber. So if you want 12-kilometer radar, you've got to bring something not a Nevsky, and both teams have opted for that. Petro one side, Moskva on the other.
Yeah, Nevsky. So of course Nevsky and Moskva share the ban slot. Petropavlovsk and Napoli share the other ban slot. So you have one team running a Napoli, the other team running a Petropavlovsk. Both of them completely equally viable. It just depends on what you think is going to be most of your strategy. So taking a quick look at how these teams are deploying, what do you have for the green team? Because you're getting there fast.
Yeah, so we've got a whole bunch of speed boosts happening over here on the 1, 2, 3 line. The Haba, the Marceau, and the Harugamo. In fact, the Marceau stepping into the cap here. That's Laplus. He's going to have A starting to flip here very shortly as he's backed up by a Harugamo, a Des Moines, and, well, Dark Temple St. Vincent has actually taken up a station kind of in between A and B here, sort of playing Overwatch at the moment. But there's a lot of close destroyers apart here for Laplus as he tries to pick up A.
Yeah, there is going to be some shots back and forth. The Red Marceau has decided he wants to try and contest A as well. He's backed up by Vincent and Des Moines. B cap is of Ragnar, Petropavlovsk. C cap, Ragnar, Haragumo, Minotaur, and St. Vincent. But back over the fighting, we do have this Marceau on Khabarovsk and Marceau. And Haragumo has decided not to get involved, but there is a lot of shells raining in on this poor little Marceau right now.
Yeah, this W&D Marceau, I think, realizing that he's badly outgunned here, going dark, only taking a couple of salvos, coughing up maybe about a quarter of his health there, and then sneaking off to the south. Now, the A-cap, of course, doesn't go anywhere either.
Oh, but the health bar of the Green Marceau definitely did. That was a St. Vincent salvo.
Laplus just getting slapped around by St. Vincent HE. Getting, what's they like to say? Getting a little colonized there by the British HE.
We do a little bit. We do a little bit of that.
Do a little bit of that guy. But anyway, he's probably going to be able to pick up A just because he has so many friends nearby. Well, no. There's the opposing Marceau coming back in to pick him up and drive him off again.
Round 2, both of them say, yeah, let's just reverse it to each other. Who's going to have the better teammate support? It is it.
Oh, the St. Vincent HE coming in for the Haba that time. And, of course, the St. Vincent doesn't care that Haba has all that extra armor along his flank.
Just want to point out that is indeed going to be a heal Khabarovsk. He's not going to be choosing to run the alternate option of the smoke screen.
Not surprising, but good to know.
Yeah. So the Des Moines the VOR Des Moines is actually going to go for this tried and tested run the Des Moines down the one line and try and get up this island. St. Vincent doesn't look like he's going to be in a position to punish him because there's going to be no vision. The Marceau was forced so far back, he's not going to get the early spots on that. There might be a bit of Des Moines on Des Moines spotting. I'm not sure how that one's going to go. It depends on if No Name wants to push forward or not.
It's interesting that, we've seen teams attempt this Des Moines position. We talk about how this island at A on the one line being so important to the A-cap. And ordinarily what you see is both teams trying to play this line or a team trying to play this position using a ship to smoke a cruiser up to this position or even bringing a Napoli in with its own smoke. And here we're seeing YBB, because his team has so effectively dislodged the W&D ships that might have spotted him, he's just like, I'm just going to sail right in here and there ain't nothing you can do about it.
For now, there is a Marceau who's definitely got his eyes on potentially getting a rush off later on.
He's going to have an opportunity, but I don't know about you, I have seen some failed attempts at that play.
Yes.
Now, while all that's been going on, FaZe St. Vincent has been getting absolutely hammered.
Yeah, this is what we call suffering. He is definitely currently undergoing what is known as suffering. He's got 10 seconds left on that heal, his engine boosting away. He does have a damage control party ready to get rid of any fires we might potentially get, but he's going to be forced back and not really able to contest for a while. He's being reined in by the Moskva at long range. I think both St. Vincent's might have shots, and the Des Moines going to be looking for salvos soon as well as the Khabarovsk and Marceau have been raining down. There's a lot of shells in the air.
A lot of shells out here looking for this St. Vincent. He's still detected, and they've pushed these guys far enough back that I think he's going to be able to. They're going to be able to pick that up here in just a moment. I mean, they got to get ships into the cap because on the other side of the map, W&D has picked up B and C fairly handily.
Yeah, but at the minute, though, it looks like they may have left no-name load in no man's land south of the A cap here because he is going to have... he has no way of escaping from this. He has a Moskva with a crossfire on his reverse position, and he also has the potential of Khabarovsk, Mosso to the face, as well as St. Vincent of Dark Temple, all going to be looking... So that's a very compromised position. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to hold that with a Mosso and St. Vincent of his own being so far back.
Yeah, a whole lot of firepower for Panzer VOR here in the A cap, and I think once they pick this up, they're going to have to find a way to kind of redeploy. The analyst desk talking earlier about, okay, this is a very strong position, great, you've got it. Now what, right?
Yeah.
Now you've got to try to move ships from A to B, and that's not as simple as it is to move ships from C to B.
Yeah, if you take a quick look at the minimap, you can see there's so much map control. It's like there's a very solid diagonal line being held from the point of the Des Moines to the Napoli. Unfortunately, that point of contention is just above having 2 caps, whereas the red team has got full control over, like they have locked down the exit south of the A cap. There is no way to get around that without having to run the guns of the Des Moines, so they're going to have to heavily commit for that.
I will say that VOR is going to really struggle to break back into this B cap because look at the radar coverage that W&D has. You've got a Ragnar in the gap between B and C, a Ragnar on the south side, a Petro on the south side, and just off to the east is that Manitar. And man, that's a lot of radar to contend with when you want to try and flip that cap.
There's also the Des Moines. He's also speaking
yeah, his radar covers portion of that cap as well.
He is currently radaring. He will be spotting out the positions of Dark Temple, St. Vincent de Marceau of Le Plus, and also the Des Moines over on the one line, realizing... did he actually spot the 2 destroyers north as well, the Ragnar and the Khabarovsk, spotting their retreat? I think he might have.
The Kaba is lit because he's firing.
Yeah.
The Sweets Ragnar, I'm not sure as they know he's there just yet.
But once you have all this information, this Des Moines position no longer seems anywhere near as compromised as it originally did, so he's going to be feeling a little bit more comfortable.
Yeah, despite the fact that they kind of gave up a lot of HP and all that board position in A, I think overall, Panzer, right now, I really like W&D's board control far better than I like Panzer VOR's. I think VOR's going to have a real hard time breaking into one of these caps.
Well, what they've done now is they've grouped up this Haragumo, Khabarovsk, and Ragnar. That's a very scary force, but what are they going to do with this? Are they going to try to out-trade the 2 Ragnars in the middle, or are they going to try and rotate over the C cap? If you try to rotate over the C cap, there's a Minotaur waiting for you there. Mm-hmm. Not exactly what you want to be fighting in a destroyer.
Now, in fairness to Minksa, who's I presume has to be a pretty solid Minotaur player, he doesn't have a lot of friends left because they're rotating Alive St. Vincent back towards mid as well, though he is slowing down. So it looks like they're going to play him in this gap between B and C and use his guns to cover both directions.
It looks like they're committing several ships into the B cap potentially now. Haragumo, Khabarovsk, and Moskva are all going to be parked just above that. Depends what they want to push forward. They've dropped a smoke screen for the Moskva, but he's still going to be spotted just because he's so close and firing his guns at the Ragnar. Which you see a Petro radar come out, counter that smoke screen. We'll be picking up both the Khabarovsk and the Haragumo and the Moskva all at the same time anyway.
Yeah, VOR, I think, realizing that what they're up against and trying to take this cap, and if they can pick it up, it will really change the game. But as long as W&D holds them out of there, they're obviously on the back foot.
It looks like what they want to do is actually to try farm out that A cap Des Moines, but I'm not sure if that's your play right now.
You know, I think it's not a bad play. The Des Moines position is, I think, giving Dark Temple a little bit of fits. If they can potentially wrap something around the south end of this A cap, by getting rid of this Des Moines and giving them the position to do that, I think they'll be in a better position to contest B.
Got a bit of Mosso on Mosso action here on the one line. I'm not sure if anybody's going to be taking too much damage out of this, but both are down to 9k, so this could be very explosive if they would both bow in, but they are going to be kiting away. There might be some damage.
A little surprised, but it's true. At the moment, there is no radar available to cover Arujas Arugamo position here on the top of the B cap. They're blind firing into that smoke and getting resets.
That's good blind fire.
It is.
You know exactly where the smoke screen is. You know the last spotted position of the Haragumo.
There's another one.
Able to use the mini map to be able to try and aim at that. It's honestly good blind fire.
Yeah, Zath calls that French radar. You just vomit shells into the smoke until you hit something.
Works really well with a Colbert, but we're not going to be seeing that.
Yes, absolutely. Or a Kleber when necessary, right?
Yeah. At the minute, it's just going to be... Is Ragnar Swedish? We'll call it Swedish. Swedish radar. Firing into the
there we go. I like it.
Even though the Ragnar already has radar. Let's not get into
now,
that.
They're doing a good number on No Name's Des Moines here. He's down to about 12k and falling.
Yeah, he is unspotted right now, though. And to get respotted, he would have to run into the Ragnar's radar range with the Haragumo, Khabarovsk, or their own Ragnar. The fact that he's held that position for so long, he's just a sacrificial Des Moines, and he's been a very good sacrifice. He has held them off from pushing out of the A cap for a very long time. They have managed to take B cap.
Yep, there's the B cap, and so now, despite being upside down on points, they'll start to close that gap a bit because they managed to break into the B cap. And I'm actually really surprised that W&D let them do this because I don't feel like it was a foregone conclusion.
Haragumo and Minotaur over on the 10 line are going to be finding a Napoli to play with. It's not going to be the end of the world for that Napoli to just like tank Minotaur shells. It might give him a bit of a headache. There are cross shots coming in on the side of him though from the Petropavlos and St. Vincent. That might be an issue. Napoli had been kind of like alone above the C cap for a very long time. Realized maybe we need some points. I'm going to try my luck. I think I overmatched the Minotaur with my AP guns. I might be able to catch him by surprise, do a bit of damage to them. Didn't expect the Haragumo to be there waiting for him as well, though. But they do know the Haragumo's positioning now, meaning they could potentially think about what they want to do with the 4 ships that they have north of B cap, thinking that maybe they actually have a better numbers advantage than they previously thought. Oh, No Name dies, finally.
They do finally bag the Des Moines. That's a big first blood kill. That's really, really good points that VOR needs. That was the gap had started to close, but that definitely accelerates thing here because we're over the halfway mark now. 9 minutes to play. VOR being pushed off of the caps for so long, now fighting back, picking up B, bagging a kill, and we're not that far away from a lead change as long as they keep all their ships on the board.
It also looks like them trying to go for another kill on the scene. It looks like we're going to have Vincent on Vincent violence here over on the 1 line. We see the green Vincent of Dark Templar is going to be trying to push around to FaZe. FaZe caught bow in if he gets around this corner with no heals currently available. I think that's actually his maximum healing as well. He's not going to be able to heal anything back. 90 seconds till he gets his next heal. Well, Dark Templar is also suffering.
I was going to say, Dark Temple's on 3 fires with a heal 40 seconds away and a DCP 35 seconds away. They're going to lose their St. Vincent for this push. So VOR's going to lose a ship here. Maybe a bit of a forced error there as they also lose the Napoli way over at the C cap.
So remember what I was saying earlier about that Napoli and having a Minotaur and Haragumo raining down on him? Turns out, yeah, that's not the problem. Vincent on Vincent violence.
Look at that. I was not expecting that, but there you go. The torpedo from the St. Vincent does pick up FaZe.
It's like, I killed that Vincent. He's dead now.
Yep, he is
20
indeed.
seconds later, I forgot about that.
Big shells flying over the B cap as they lose Aruha as well.
Oh, there's just kills going on now and everywhere right now. Okay, so can we quickly take restock of the situation? Who is currently in the lead, SeaRaptor?
Well, at the moment, it is remaining W&D. They have almost a 200-point lead despite the fact that they do not own the B cap.
Yeah, but that with the points currently ticking the way they are, if they do not reclaim the B cap, this will actually go to VOR. We have like 5 minutes for this to become an actual issue. Petropavlovsk of Jed is kind of caught bow in.
Yeah, Jedi is looking very, very rough out there. A lot of ships farming him, including Classic Nouns Harugumo, just sitting there in open water like, what are you going to do about it? I'm just going to keep vomiting shells at you.
The very spicy Khabarovsk. And now we even got the Des Moines and the Des Moines and Marceau coming in from long range wanting to get involved in this Petro. This Petro, I'm not sure what his play was here.
I think at this point he realizes he's out. He's got his radar up. They're trying to spot Sweet to Guy's Ragnar to try and potentially pick him up, but nobody has shots. Sweet's taking a nice cover there behind the island as they unfortunately lose that ship as well. So that keeps VOR in the game about 50 points apiece. 6.5 minutes to play.
Yeah, but if we look back at the map right now, we see they are so hard cut out of the B and A caps currently. You have kiting Des Moines and Marceau blocking off the red Marceau, and over at B cap we have a wall of Khabarovsk, Moskva, and Ragnar holding out the opposing Ragnar. It depends if they get this St. Vincent turned through. They're either going to be having to push the St. Vincent up and around the back or around the face of the Moskva. I'm not sure which is going to be the better play, but that Vincent might have to go diving through the B cap to make something happen.
Well, W&D seems to have chosen best Naomi's Vincent up here for their next target because you've got three different ships focusing him, trying to get him off the board.
Yeah, Haragumo, Minotaur, Ragnar, I think even the Live and Dry St. Vincent as well, all just want to try and get some farming down onto him. He does have a heal available in 70 seconds, but that's a long way away. He's fine for now, but St. Vincent, not the tankiest battleship in the world.
No, the tankiness happens over a long duration. If you focus him heavily in one big go, it's possible to get them off the board, as we've seen.
And if you don't get him off the board, you can at least get him right to the very edge of the board. He's going to be kiting into the A1. He's going to be going to the next map. Over there, that's where the secret new map is that we haven't told you about. He's heading for that.
Oh, Marceau going down there south of A, getting out-dueled by the VOR Marceau.
That looks like it. Did the Des Moines get involved in that as well?
He might have. In fact, he's pushed up now. He's left his island. He's moving into B. So there's our lead change now. VOR on a ship lead and a cap lead.
Best Naomi, though. There's that farming.
They finally picked up the St. Vincent there, so there goes the ship lead advantage.
Khabarovsk Classic now, and in the middle of B cap is now under fire from Ragnar.
A little surprised that he's caught out there. Looks like he's grounded himself as the St. Vincent of Alive, trying to chase off Asphodelius' Moskva here as well.
Yeah, Alive and Dry from Wet and Dead, going to be going around the back of that Moskva, trying to see if he can get some sort of AP up the stern of it. The Moskva, not the most protected.
Should be able
place.
to pin that stern armor. Yep, just like that. Some good full pins there.
Moskva pops his radar to try and respot the Ragnars that are currently farming away at Classic now, and his Khabarovsk, who is currently having a run away. He's got 5 seconds left of his damage control.
Classic is bailing, popping a heal, trying to get away as best he can. Alive grounded himself. I wonder if that was intentional.
I very much doubt that was intentional. He's gone around that corner. He's dropped one torpedo. I'm not sure if there's any real threat that he had from going around that corner.
Maybe another full pin, maybe a couple of overpins there, and Asphodelius not getting the damage he really needed when he took this aggressive play, which I like, by the way. I think they needed to move Asphodelius out of this position, off this island, but for the moment, it's a 50-point VOR lead, 4 minutes to play.
And if we take a quick look at the health bars of all of these green destroyers from VOR,
I mean, look at Lapalus back there. He's got 530 HP. Sweets retreated back on an island on 4,500. Like, none of those guys can afford to get shot.
Classic now on 1,500. This is the difference of not getting those kills converted. And now look.
I'm a little surprised to see YBB's Des Moines out here with Alive and Dry having shots on him like this.
Yeah.
I mean, that Des Moines can get slapped around. I think they're going to get Asphodelius here. Yeah, continue to focus him.
He's being farmed. There's just Ragnar salvos coming in. He has no damage control available, 0 heals available, double fire.
They're going to pick up that kill. There it is. That's a big one. That buys them more time, flips the lead back. But they've got to keep Alive and Dry on the board. His next heal is 45 seconds away. He's not going to live that long.
Yeah, the Ragnar is now going to be focusing their attention on the Des Moines as well. St. Vincent with that heal, not available for 40 seconds. Yeah, look, this is the power of these destroyers. They didn't go down. They just have maximized adrenaline rush right now, raining down upon the St. Vincent. And they're not even going to be able to get this Des Moines kill either.
Alive gets one salvo off out of his bow turrets. He goes down there. And again, we're now 40 seconds here from a VOR win. W&D trying to scrape the bottom of the barrel. I think they're going to pick up this Des Moines kill too.
Yeah, Ragnar's both going to be raining away along with the Haragumo and Minato, all going to be raining shells down at this Des Moines. They need this kill. They
have to have this kill. They've got 20 seconds to pick it up. There it is.
That's 1 minute left on the clock for the win timer that way. The Ragnar
buys
needs to
them
step
some
on
time.
B.
Oh, but they lose the Ragnar in return.
But look at the ships. What is available? There are 3 super low health ships.
Yeah, but I mean, that's the trick, right? So now you've got a fairly decently healthy Ragnar here, about to start working on B, backed up by the Minnow, by the way, who is now the most important ship on the board, I'd like to point out.
They have 45 seconds, including the time. I don't know if they can catch them. I don't think they can catch on anything.
Here's the struggle. They cannot get to A, but they have to get a kill to win this game, and I don't think they're going to be able to do it because everyone is just bailing.
The Minato pops his radar.
The radar, nothing. They can't spot any of these guys. VOR is going to win by the skin of their teeth by simply the virtue of having the lead and taking what little bit of health they have left and leaving. Look how little HP they have left on these 3 surviving ships.
If you put the 3 of them together, you might have half of an actual ship.
You might be able to scrape together a third of a destroyer between them.
Yeah, all these ships held together with prayers and dreams right now, and just they get away with it.
They do.
Their prayers are answered. They are going to escape with a victory in this game.
That is excellent play from VOR. A really big comeback from them, going down early, coming back, showing us why they're the current kings of the sea on SEA and a previous international champion here winning on Northern Waters.
And the best part about all of this is we get to make Gaishu squirm when we ask him, Gaishu, tell us, what is so great about the Khabarovsk that you would bring that?
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to hearing that conversation. Why don't we go back and let them get into it, because this is going to be entertaining, kids.